Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1117.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about the most important thing to consider when starting a side hustle. Now, lots of people are thinking about a side hustle. What can you do to make some extra money on the side? And I get it. But I do think that people are going about it a little bit backwards. So hang in there with me, and I'm going to show you why I think rather than scrolling through all the job opportunities, there might be a different way for you to think about it and for you to use your talents. A lot of times when people are thinking about a side hustle, they start scrolling through lists of things like become an Uber driver or work for TaskRabbit or be a gutter cleaner. Websites have lots and lots of ideas for you. There's no shortage of ideas of things you could do. But the problem is that a lot of those don't pay very much. So while you're getting a second job or a side hustle, unfortunately, it's not really going to get you that much further ahead. And that's the frustrating thing. But it doesn't have to be. I think if we turn this around and look at it from a different perspective, it might be a much smarter way to do it. Because when you just look at the lists, that's basically your lowest use. In other words, if anyone could do it, anyone could be an Uber driver perhaps, or anyone could clean gutters. It doesn't take any special talent. It doesn't take any special human. It doesn't take any creativity. That is taking you down to your lowest common denominator. It's not really showing you for the unique person that you are, because I believe everyone has talents and things that they're very good at, and that we're all different from each other in that way. So trying to fit everyone into all things, I don't think is the right way to go about it. So for example, someone contacted me recently and said he had a lot of debt to pay off and he had a job, but he wasn't making much money and he was very focused on his debt and really upset about it and wanted to pay it off. But he also mentioned that before the pandemic, he was making hundreds of dollars an hour using his hypnosis skills. He was schooled, trained, and experienced in hypnosis. He even used to do shows involving hypnosis that he said sometimes earned him thousands of dollars in a few hours. So I said, why are you doing a minimum wage type of a job where you're barely making any money when you have this talent and skill that you've already proven you can earn a lot more at? And he said, when the pandemic happened, it was so traumatic that he had to shut off everything and close everything down and cancel all his shows. And basically, it was just devastating that emotional block is still within him. That fear of that happening again is what is keeping him from going back to his high income potential. So I totally understand that. Our mindset determines a lot of things. As you know, I say having a wealthy mindset is step one to wealth. And that's because if you have blocks, if you have fears, it can keep you from having the high income, from developing the wealth that you want. So shout out to him if he's listening, and I certainly hope he was able to work through those blocks. That would definitely help him pay off his debt a lot easier. And rather than being focused on the debt, he should be focused on doing everything he can to get back to doing the high income job that he had before that involves his skills, talents, and training, and probably his passion as well. So what I'm saying to you is I think you should start with what you enjoy doing. They say people are left-brained or right-brained predominantly. That means you're either very analytical and numbers-oriented, or you're very creative. Some people are pretty balanced between the two. A left-brained person might love accounting, and a right-brained person might love marketing. But if a left-brained person tried to do marketing, they might be miserable. And if a right-brained person tried to do accounting, they might be miserable. So rather than just looking at the job, start with what you enjoy doing. Think of the skills that you have, and don't settle for just a cookie-cutter minimum wage as a job that anyone could do. Look for where you can add value. If you're artistic, maybe go to Fiverr.com, it's Fiverr.com, and offer your designs over there. You might be able to make podcast covers or social media artwork and banners, things like that. There are other websites that you can offer your services on. Companies like Upwork also allow you to be a contractor and put up any number of services that you can offer people. That way, you don't really have to spend a lot of time trying to market yourself. They can search and find you through keywords. Now, another true story, and I've talked about this before, was a woman I met years ago who was a young woman in her early 20s, and she was also working for a low wage and had a lot of debt she wanted to get out of. And when I asked her about her skills, it turned out that she used to be a sportswear model. I asked her how much she made an hour as a sportswear model, and it was many multiples of what she was making in her current job. So I suggested that she go back to her agent and see if she could get modeling jobs again. She also had an extra room in her house that she wasn't using, and I recommended that she think about renting that out to a friend or someone she knew. Nowadays, we have websites that actually help you do that. So do you see how the side hustle can fit your skills, talents, and your situation rather than just trying to pick some low common denominator kind of job? If you love animals, consider being a dog walker. They make big money, especially in metropolitan areas. If you're a photographer, offer to do photo shoots for social media. If you love organizing, offer to organize closets and pantries. You know, the thing about high-income people that can afford to hire you for your services is that they have money, but they're short on time. And anything that helps them save time, like if someone picks up their dry cleaning or takes their car to be washed or detailed, they will happily pay to have someone do that for them or take that task off of their to-do list. But make sure if you're working with high-end clientele that you charge enough. One mistake that people make in their side hustle is they try to charge too little. By charging too little, it sounds like your service isn't quality, and people are going to question if you're any good and why you charge so little. So you want to be a premium provider. You want to charge more, and maybe that will allow you to do some extra marketing things or thank you notes or something that is an extra personal touch. So look at what skills and talents you have. Look at what makes you happy. Look at what you really enjoy doing. Think about that as your side hustle. That way, you'll definitely enjoy it a lot more, and you'll be much more successful than just going for any random job, especially one that anyone could do. Match up your interest and your unique talents, and you'll be on your way to a successful side hustle and making extra money every month. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And don't forget, all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.